We are watching World Cup. We are watching World Cup cricket. Many of the Muslim players are observing Ramadan, and many of them are fasting. Many of them are fasting at a time when the fasting period is almost 18 to 19 hours a day. They are not allowed to drink and they are not allowed to eat during this time of fasting. Wow, what a dedication! And many of the Muslims, unfortunately, are spreading messages on WhatsApp and other groups saying, wow, look at the Iman, look at the devotion to Allah. They are fasting 18, 19 hours, is still bringing glory to the Muslim nations because they are fasting. What a devotion. Well, is that devotion really, or is that just simply punishing yourself? In Islam, according to Quran, Surah 2, verse 184 and 185, someone who is suffering from some illness, or who is old, or who is traveling, he is exempted from fasting. So, do they meet the criteria of that? Yes, they do, because they're traveling. They are wayfarers, they are travelers, so they are tourists. So they are not supposed to be fasting. So these Muslim players are definitely exempted because they are traveling. But is that Islamic that someone should travel for games, to participate in sports? Well, according to the Quran in Surah 7, verse 51, religion and faith is not a game. You should not take your faith as a fun time, as a game, as a sport. Because if you do that, then you are going against the Islamic principles. So this trip as a whole cannot justify someone to be exempted from fasting, because this game cannot be an excuse. Religion should get priority. Faith should get priority. Ramadan should get priority. None of them was taken into account. All these Muslims are now fasting. The Muslim players are forcing themselves into a situation where they are fasting and they are playing. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said once that religion is not something that to punish you, because one of the ladies who was praying all night had swollen feet and the Prophet forbade that. So, to push someone to his limits to perform some religious duties is not mandatory in Islam. Islam is quite flexible. But there are mullahs and there are Islamic clerics who make it punishable, who make it suffocating. In Islam, eating ham is haram or forbidden. But someone is allowed to have it if he has to save his life. So there is flexibility. But why are they doing so? They are doing this, they are fasting because they are confused. In Islam, sports are allowed only if it is for the benefit of your health, for the benefit of learning to protect yourself. For example, martial arts, gym, going to the gym, having six-pack, and all that is allowed. Sports which takes you all day cannot be appreciated in Islam. It is not appreciated in Islam. Most of the rich nations around the world do not play cricket because it consumes all day. All day. A player has to be playing all day to be a cricketer. And to learn cricket, you have to engage thousands of hours of your time. Unfortunately, cricket is one of the major sports in South Asia at a time when South Asia is struggling to come out of the economic situations. These countries are not rich, but their youth are spending loads of hours a day to excel in cricket. a game, a sport which requires a lot of time investment. And how many of them can take it as a profession? Only a handful can shine. Out of millions of Indians, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans playing the game. It's a waste. Why are they playing it then? Because they can't excel in any other game. If Bangladesh or India excelled in football or in, say, any other sports like baseball, basketball, which are fast, they would have dropped cricket. Bangladesh was hardly a cricket playing nation until they did well in ICC cricket. Football, soccer was the main sport. The British masters used to play cricket in India, and Indians were collecting balls for the cricketing English masters when they were playing cricket. That's how they initially learned cricket from the English. Now, this cricket was taken up by the Nawabs, Jamindars, or what they are known as barons, Indian barons, because they had plenty of time. They were emulating everything the English were doing. The Nawab took up this match because they didn't have much to do apart from collecting taxes from the poor, apart from oppressing them, and serving the purpose of their English masters. Example: the father of the present day Indian superstar Saif Ali Khan was the captain of Indian cricket team. And his father, that means Saif Ali Khan's grandfather, Saif Ali Khan's grandfather was also a Nawab who was the captain of Indian cricket team. So you see the legacy. In England as well, the rich could afford the time to play a game for such a long time, for such a long period of the day. Now you have the lords where you play cricket. So this is totally a waste of time if you are someone who has a plan to shine in life with a enviable or lucrative profession. In England even, or even many other countries, only those who do not have anything else to do, who are not excelling anything, or who are very rich or well groomed, they will play cricket. In a country like Bangladesh, only the downtrodden, people coming from really poor background, not doing well in education, they will be the ones to play cricket. Because, you know what? They don't have much qualifications otherwise. That's the fact. It is hard to digest, but that's the fact. And this kind of a sport is pushing the country to their back. Wrong sport to take up. So Islam does not approve of such a game. It does not approve of such a game. Waste of time. It takes away also from the breaks that you need to take for prayer. It also takes you away from your daily life a lot. Islam doesn't approve of this game. It is not haram, but it is also not encouraged. For this kind of game, you cannot be giving up your fasting. For this kind of game, you cannot justify that you can't fast. So what do? You have no choice because you are caught in a catch-24 situation. In one hand, Islam is saying, when you are traveling, you don't have to fast. But that purpose of traveling should meet some criteria. You are not going to that country for a long period of time. You are not going to that country to settle down. You are not going there to do something which is Islam doesn't approve. So these sportsmen, these Muslim cricketers, they know, that's what Islam forbids. But money, end of the day, they're here for the glory, for the money. And unfortunately, the spectators of the Muslim nations, they have to go there as well, spend their whole day watching the game, seeing their countries win or lose, and taking them away from their daily life. There is not a single person in the world who will be able, I think, unless he has plenty of lazy time, to watch a cricket sports series. No wonder they're trying to do it. They're trying to encourage 2020 cricket more. So, my dear friends, this is not Islamic. This game is not Islamic. So, why the Muslim nations could not ask their non Muslim nation cricket playing partners to say, you know what, Ramadan is ending. Why don't we stop this now and we start our game, our World Cup, after the ending of the Ramadan? They couldn't say it because they don't have the balls to say it, because they don't have much influence in the world cricket in the real sense. So Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, these nations could not request their non-Muslim cricket playing friends to say, let's start it after the Eid. Let's start it after the Ramadan. Now the question is otherwise. Will they be playing, the non-Muslim English, Australian, New Zealander, West Indies, will they be playing cricket during Christmas times? Oh no, because they will say it's universal. It is universal. Christmas is universal. Why? Why double standard? 57 Muslim nations are majority Muslim nations, and in almost all the nations of the world, Islam is the second biggest religion. Definitely in Europe, definitely in England. So why couldn't the Muslim nations demand that let's start the game after the Ramadan? Because because this thing, cricket, has broken their backbones, because they have taken up a game which the English masters themselves stopped mostly playing, although it's a national sport. Still, they stopped playing it many decades ago. Only a handful of people play cricket in England. They're football crazy people, not cricket crazy people. Validly so. Fools we are.